Hi, I'm Paul Randle Joliffe. I'm a colleague of James in freedom advocacy and law. I'm going to tell you what we're doing and why we're doing it. We're not a law firm in the normal sense. We're not solicitors, we're not barristers. We're common law advocates, yeah? Which means we're not bound by the rules of either the Law Society or the bar, yeah? We can speak freely about what the law says. And what we're doing is we've formed a class action on behalf of all the families of this country, every single family of this country, and we brought that class action in the International Court of Justice in The Hague, the International Criminal Court in The Hague, the European Court of Human Rights, and the Supreme Court in London. This class action basically says that the family courts of this country are not operating as courts of law. They are operating outside the law. Yeah? And we are basically bringing the class action to bring these courts back into the framework of society within the law. Now, we've brought the class action and we've made it very open. Yeah? So anybody that's been involved in children's proceedings since the Children's Act 1989 was made law in, I believe it's October 91, can join the class action. We've had a little publicity, but basically the press has almost all but ignored us. But there are hundreds of families that have brought their cases into this class action across the country. Now that's families from England, Scotland, Northern Ireland and Wales. And the respondents in those class actions is every single family court in the entire United Kingdom and every single social services department in the entire United Kingdom. The lot of them. Yeah? We're not pussyfooting around. We're basically saying you are acting criminally. Yeah? You are perpetrating human rights abuses, yeah? And you do not have the right to do this. Now, we would like to see more people join the action, but people need to know about it. So we have a website. We are set up as a company. We operate professionally. We are not charging for what we are doing because we're fighting for our families and we're fighting for your families. We no longer think it's possible to fight alone. We have to fight for each other. But what we're doing is we're not petitioning, we're not protesting, we are fighting on the law, what the law says, yeah, the fundamentals of the law, yeah, and the law says that they can't do what they're doing. They cannot kidnap children. Now, we've had an MP stand up in Parliament, Tim Yall, and under parliamentary privilege, accused Suffolk County Council of kidnapping. And nobody's responded. So I reported to the police. And the police have investigated and looked at their own records and not interviewed anybody. What I want to say is that the patterns that we are seeing, both in private law, that's disputes between parents, and public law, which is childcare proceedings, we see common patterns all over the place. And those patterns are such that what we're seeing is a pattern of criminal offences being committed by professionals in the courts. Now, I've got a challenge to the people within these systems, yeah, because I've been approached by people even high up in the system, yeah, basically saying, we can't do anything from the inside. We need help from the outside. So this is senior child protection officer, senior police officers. I've had a judge approach me. Yeah? I've had MPs turn around and say, what can we do? Yeah? I want to challenge people within the system to contact us and to start speaking out. But the problem that they have is that they're under threat as well. The system will turn on its own if people speak out. Now, I got approached by a counsellor somewhere in the West Country. I won't say where, so that she's not identifiable. But she started to look and see that there were problems. So she started looking, yeah? And she's come across kidnapping in social services, yeah? Criminal kidnapping. And she started to look into it. And she got approached by a social worker in her own local authority and said, if you go any further, we will take your children. Now, to me, that is offensive. Yeah? The way that these things are happening are offensive.
to me personally, and they should be offensive to every single person in this country. Now, I, for one, have put my name, along with James and Sam, at the top of this class action. We have served the Minister for Justice, Kenneth Clark. We have served, because he's responsible for the courts, we have served Eric Pickles, the Minister for the Communities and Local Government, because he's responsible for the local authorities. But also, you have other organisations like CAFCAS, yeah? And police, even the police forces, do not uphold the law. You have police officers that are being, if you like, told to do things, yeah? Believing what they're doing is right, and they're actually committing criminal offences in the process. And this must stop. If we don't have a family justice system that is fair and just, we don't have a family justice system that can be trusted. And we don't. So anybody here that either sees the video, yeah, or is involved in anything involving children that is involved, the Children's Act 1989 can join the class action. We have hundreds that have joined. We've had about 9,000 visits to our website. We have had people from 20 countries around the world wanting to do class actions of their own. And we're starting to work with 5 of them. Now, surprisingly, these aren't third world countries. These are first world countries that have the same problem as we have. And if you don't speak out, yeah, if you don't say and do something, if you don't say no now, there's nothing stopping it happening to your children or your grandchildren, yeah, or your brothers or sisters' children, yeah, or your aunts and uncles' grandchildren, yeah. The system can do, at the moment, under the veil of secrecy, whatever it likes, and you cannot do anything about it unless you're prepared to take private prosecution proceedings. Or you can join the class action. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Paul. I don't know about you, but I've certainly learned something from that, and I think it's fantastic that this legal action is going on, and please would everybody support that and go on the Freedom Advocacy and Law website and put your name or whatever you've been asked to do.